Hello and welcome back to Harry Shoots People, and welcome to a new series I like to call Photobook Fridays. One thing I love about photography is photo books, and in an effort to read more of them, I thought I'd make this sort of photo book review series where I get to show the work off, analyse it in a little detail, and just in general showcase and platform other people's work. So in the first instalment of this new series, I'd like to show off one of my personal favourite photo books I own, and that is 45 Minutes North by Joe Griffiths. The book is an incredibly personal work, shot over the course of 6 months as part of his final year uni project. It reflects on Joe's identity with his hometown and the feeling of moving away to a larger, more metropolitan city. The book is a quiet stroll through areas of both Holbeach and Sheffield, as Joe constructs images weaving ideas of identity and change within landscapes of both idyllic beauty and human presence. Presence is the big theme throughout the book. Traces of life exist in images, whether it's urban decay or just the author's shadow. However, these traces are only ever just that, traces. There are no portraits, no candids, and no street photography, and yet signs of life and how that life impacts community and our surroundings are evident. From walls drenched in graffiti to the first notes of spring, Joe uses his camera as a mouthpiece for his experience and relationship between his hometown and the town he calls home. A poem by Seb Kendall punctuates the book and its meaning halfway through, reflecting on the ever-changing of the seasons and the ensuing changes to our surroundings. The poem anticipates the coming of spring, which thematically ties back into Joe's work, and the presence of blossoming flowers in the most unlikely of places. The following is an excerpt from his website. Rural and urban scenes from two different locations shown together allow for 45 Minutes North to question Griffith's own understanding and familiarity of Britain after moving across the country, as well open the floor to others following on from two major changes to modern Britain in the form of Brexit and the COVID-19 pandemic. If you couldn't tell, I'm a massive fan of this photo book and Joe's work as a whole. I think it's a really great commentary on change, whether it's the change of moving to a big city, the change of time, or the change of the seasons. I think it's a really great piece of work and one I find myself revisiting often for inspiration. Fortunately, I am friends with Joe and I thought it might be a cool idea to interview him both about the photo book and his photography, so I hope this provides some further insight into his work. Also, in classic photographer fashion, after the interview we decided to shoot a couple quick portraits, so they'll be shown after the interview.
I'm sat here now because I made a book 3 years ago called 45 Minutes North. Obviously it won't say that, it will say whatever that is backwards. Yeah, it's my third year degree project, and it was basically all I did for 6 months. I don't like the idea of just putting things out for the sake of it, because that's what I ended up doing. Like after I did that, I was posting for the sake of it. Nothing meant anything. It was nice to be able to work on something that actually meant something. Not even just that it meant that I was going to get a degree, but
A culmination of
it wasn't just like taking a photo to rush home to edit it to post on Instagram. It was every photo means something. I shot 26 rolls of medium format, so actually like over half, 3/4 of it maybe.
It's all shot and expired.
Yeah. And then I got given a few rolls by my tutor.
Nice.
And I don't think I bought a few. I remember it being quite an expensive project.
I was going to say there's a lot of images in it for shot over the period of 6 months. There's a lot of images.
Like when I say I didn't do anything else, I didn't do anything else. A roll a day?
A roll a day?
Well, no, that's a lie, because otherwise I'd have done it in 26 days, wouldn't I?
Yeah.
It was a lot. I know that. Started out with a Mamiya 7 that I borrowed from uni. It's like everyone's dream camera. Every YouTube guy's dream camera. But then I was like, I need my own. So I got a, can you see it? No. A Bronica.
You can bring it down.
Bring it down. This, which is a Bronica ETRSI, which shoots 6 by 4.5 film. So what's that on a roll? 15.
16.
60 on a good
16
day.
shots.
Maybe. I think medium format was important, mainly because I scanned everything myself as well, and scanning 35mm a nightmare. But medium format, you get the extra, I don't know, 15, 16, up for debate, shots on a roll. You need to think about what you're doing.
Slow it down.
Slow it down a little bit, and it's not like, I don't know, but you can still use this as like, just take photos of what you see, which is kind of what I did.
It's a very compact camera.
For a medium format camera,
yeah.
it's little. Using a prism finder with this was important because it doesn't matter what type of camera I use. My digital camera. It's just me doing that all the time. My digital camera, my other film cameras, phone. It's all I always go like that. I don't like, because it's what I'm seeing. So I kind of like the idea that what I'm seeing and what I'm sharing, whether it's in a book, Instagram, my website, whatever, is like you can see what I've seen, and it hopefully helps you feel what I'm feeling. Maybe everything's quite distant. There's no people in it.
There isn't. No, I was meaning to ask this actually as a follow-on question. You don't appear in the book.
No.
Your shadow does.
Yeah.
Multiple times.
Yeah.
Is that a way in which you see yourself in the images, or obviously does it come from a place of you shooting from the eye?
Yeah.
Actually?
Yeah.
So if the shadow's in the shot, the shadow's in the shot.
I think you can forget that someone's actually taken the photograph, and by putting myself in it like that, almost like a reminder that there is someone, like I was behind it. Not as in all, oh, that's all me, but like on a tripod I could walk away from it, and it's like, oh, Joe saw that, and that's how he liked it. He took the photo, probably. I think it's because the book is about like the difference that I noticed from moving from a really small place to Sheffield. It's not like my story. It kind of is, I guess you could call it that, but like kind of helps the fact that I'm trying to get something across without taking self-portraits. Like there was ideas for that in the build-up, but I didn't want any people in it at all. Yeah, like you know me, I'm not the kind of person to just walk up to random people and start talking to them. So I didn't want to, I'd like to have done that, but then it wouldn't have been that. It wouldn't have been that project, it'd have been something completely different. And then it's up to them to take it how they want. I don't know, I can't tell you what the book's about. Other than, I can tell you the idea behind it, but if you read it, it could be a positive thing. I just wanted to sort of document the differences. But that's why also the photographs from both places are mixed together. I'd always wanted to do it. I'd always wanted to make a book or an exhibition, which is luckily we ended up doing an exhibition from it. But I always had the idea of doing a full body of work. That's the whole idea from start to finish. I don't think I could have spent that long on 2 or 3 images. I kind of challenged myself. It was a lot. I don't want to keep saying that, but
no,
but I want that again.
You want to do another?
I want like but longer, at least.
Longer by images or longer by
time? Like one of my favourite books that I've got, Love Bites by Tim Richmond. I've not looked through it in a while. It's about, he spent some time down right in the south of England, but he spent years there, getting to know people, almost becoming like a familiar face down there. so that when he made the book, it didn't feel like, I don't know, it doesn't feel like he's an outsider taking the photographs. So I think that can be a bit of an issue.
Especially
Making
when
work,
it comes
yeah.
into exploiting and like.
Yeah. I think that's why I made the point of there being no people. 'Cause I wasn't all that confident walking up to people and going, "Excuse me, can I take your photo?" But also I was very conscious of the fact that I don't want to be othering of people. I don't want to be like, how can I take, because you take photographs of people like when you're walking around if you think they're interesting or they've got a story to tell. But I don't know, it's just kind of, the whole idea is kind of how I saw the differences. So if people are in it, they're in the distance, because I'm not going up to people walking around Sheffield without my camera. So I don't know, that makes sense.
When making 45 Minutes North, were there any particular photographers or photo books that you were inspired by?
Yeah. Alex Soth, one of his prints up there. Can you see? You can't see that. They can't see that. It's up there though. And Gregory Halpin, because I actually don't know why. Gregory Halpin does this kind of like taking photos of real things, but then making his own stories. You know, which I kind of did-ish. Probably just, you know, all the greats. You know, all the good guys.
The bad guys.
Some baddies. Some bad guys. But yeah, no, Alex Soth and Gregory Halpin.
One thing I've always wondered about with 45 Minutes North is the cover. I'm presuming that takes a lot of thought, or something that I, who've never made a photo book before.
Right, okay.
What is it and why?
Sheffield, where I'm from, in Peterborough.
Nice.
And it's called 45 Minutes North because when I moved to uni, I live in such a small, nowhere town. But, I'm 45 minutes in Peterborough. And they'll go, oh, right, okay, fair enough. And usually walk off.
So, my favourite image from the book is the one of the 2005 Jaguar with the decal.
It could be a Rover.
Or potentially a Rover. Which is your favourite?
My favourite? That one. This is actually one of the prints that was in the degree show from the book. My mum and dad's got the other one. It was a pair. Actually, the one they've got is my favourite photo that I just showed you. I just think there's just something about it. Old Christmas tree, been sort of left, forgotten about, you know. But it's also, I don't know. I really don't know. Shout out Seb for the poem in the middle. Biggest part of it for me was actually the ordering it, like the way that the way that the lines these are nothing to do with each other, but it's interesting. Yeah, I spent so much time with all of these. I had 65 photos in the book. And then, I think I had more than that, but got the pauses. I had them all cut out on little 6x4s just on paper. And I stood on my sofa for like a week with them all spread out on the floor in the living room. Trying to work out what should go. Probably made the wrong call on some of it, but then some need to be on their own. I think empty, yeah, it's all quite empty. And it's quite grey, but that's just Sheffield. And really, innit? That's S4. That's like Manor Park-ish. I haven't been back. Which I probably should go back.
Would you ever produce a work the same as this, but revisit the spots?
Yeah. Because it's so different. Sheffield's changing. Sheffield's changing for the better, like all that stuff going on in the city centre.
Half the city.
Holbeach is kind of disappearing in a way. Like I went back the other week and there's nothing. There's barbers and a few takeaways, but all the shops are shutting. There's litter, and it's just like a tiny little town in Lincolnshire. It just feels like it's sort of been forgotten about a little bit. Then introspectively look at the book.
You describe yourself as a documentary photographer. During the making of the book, what was your routine like for creating images?
Just went for a wander with my camera. No thinking, no I want to get this. Unless I walked around, seen somewhere, and then another day, gone and done it, took my camera with me. But it's just what I saw. I did a lot of walking. I didn't plan anything, just took my camera out and basically every day.
Was there any kind of ones that you had to constantly revisit until they were right?
I don't think so. Because there weren't, because if it wasn't right I just didn't take the photo. And I just took another one somewhere else. There was no, not that I can remember, there's a good chance that there was. I think I remember going back to, can you see that?
Yeah.
I remember going there.
That one was great.
I think I went back there a couple of times, but other than that. So I think if I did it now, it'd be twice as long. That's because it's a full-time job.
Yeah.
But also because I'd take more time, go back to, like I said before, if there wasn't a photo to take, I wouldn't take it. But now, I'd probably remember it, go back another day. Probably do it on digital as well.
Really?
Sus.
No, fair.
It's just cheaper.
Do you think now you've got a better idea of what your final image is? Of visualising your final images?
Yeah. But I think the important thing as well was that, and I made a joke earlier, all killers some filler. But I think that they're the important ones that don't necessarily, as a standalone image you'd be like, what? But like I said, like paired or a pairing, then a gap, then something. It's like, they're important to me anyway. Like pictures of brick walls. I think it's difficult now that I don't take photographs as often as I did back then. Like speaking about a time when, like like me a few years ago, if I didn't have a camera on me, at some point everyone was a bit like, where's your camera? But now it's, if I've got my camera, it's, what are you doing? Like, why have you got a camera? So talking about something that I made when I was in that kind of, I guess you'd call it blinkered. That's all I wanted to do. Didn't really care about anything else. Compared to then talking about it now when it can be quite a challenge to go out and take images. It's tricky to be able to put myself in the headspace I was then when I'm not necessarily in that now. But then I think that's why I'd want to do a long-term project, like years.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't really matter too much if you put it down for a bit. Almost that's probably the right thing to do. Like if I do that, if that wasn't a university project, then it might have been an idea to finish it, make draft 1, 2, 3, and then have 1 month, 2 months off, and then come back to it with a fresh pair of eyes. Like, you know, like as soon as you get a roll back, you're like, oh, you're either like really happy or you hate them all. But then a week later, after you've slept, done other things, shot another roll, done something else, you look back and go, oh no, that one that I skimmed over, that's the one. And then the one that you looked at first and was like, that's the shot of the roll you're not that bothered about. So yeah, I think it's important to put things down. So like, hold on. So what I was saying about that love bites, it's just you spend years down too much room. Spent years down in Bristol, so it's kind of like a collection of images that he's done over time. So it's the community aspect of it as well. Whereas I didn't really want that. I wasn't really probably quite selfishly. I wasn't documenting Sheffield and Holbeach as what it is. It was how I saw it. I've lived in S2 and S11. So me going to other places in Sheffield and taking photographs, it's almost a bit touristy.
I understand.
And I wouldn't want to do that now. That's just like adding to a body of work, like on like portfolio maybe. But I think now I've grown up and I've lived here as long ago as twice as long ago as I had lived here. You know what I mean? I've been here 6 years, that was good after 3. I'd think that I'd approach it in a bit more of a adult way. It's not an adult way, but with a bit more care. That's why I took everything from Ivy, because I've always felt quite on my own. I'm an only child and didn't really get on school too well. So I've always been quite like probably not, I don't know, it's that you always think that, but I might not have been, but like an outside looking in kind of person. And then being an outsider in Sheffield, looking in, even after the 3 years that I lived here. I sent it into a few places, didn't hear anything back, but I really wish someone would have been like brutal and just ripped it apart. I know this is not an outro, but I feel like that's something that I think I missed. I didn't get the not the critique. It's like because like my mum's not gonna say that's not very good, or you've not really thought about that quite enough. Thanks, Mum, for being nice. But if in the big world, people are mean. People are brutal. So it'd have been nice just to hear from someone else that you've not done that right, or well, not right because there's no right answer, but you've not done that properly. You've not quite thought about that. That doesn't quite work. Because
that would have been nice to hear just feedback.
Yeah, feedback in general. Because I kind of sent it in for marking at uni, and that's kind of all you get.
I don't know whether it's like us being similar in like our approach to our own work, but I am heavily negative about it.
Yeah. I think you've got to be though, otherwise 26 rolls would never have become 65 photos. It would have been, I'm not doing the maths, 300 something.
Yeah.
So you got to be harsh.
And I think it comes with the expectation that people are going to be harsh about it, so it's almost easier to think harshly in the moment.
I think with like Instagram and stuff though, no one's commenting this poor. Do you know what I mean? Like if someone doesn't like it, they just won't say anything. But if you send a piece of body of work into an art gallery, they're not going to be as forgiving. Because otherwise it is easy just to think that because no one's ever said anything bad about something that everyone loves it. And I think that's... You don't improve by doing that. You don't evolve. But an important thing as well, that if someone had ripped it to pieces, like I kind of wanted them to, looking back, I don't think I'd change how I took photos. You'd stick with it, wouldn't you? You'd make your style more yours. You wouldn't fold and...
So Joe, if one of the lovely subscribers of Harry Shoots People were to go out and find you on Instagram, what might your name be?
GRFFTHS.photo.
And your website?
JOE griffiths.com. I can't remember if there was a dot in it, but there's obviously not going to be a dot in the middle of a website, is
No.
it? Because that becomes before the com,
Yes.
normally.
Before the store.
Yeah, the com. Com?
Com.
In the little tab that says shop. And they're a £5 currently, because as you can see I've got loads of them. Like loads.
And yeah, I think that's it.
I'm going to have pie and chips now.
By 45 minutes north.
To help fund more projects is what I'm going to say, but really, I need work.
So, just like Joe said, copies of the book are available at joegriffiths.com and are only £5, so go and grab yourself one. Alternatively, check him out on Instagram at griffiths.photo. Both links will be down in the description. I hope you enjoyed today's video. It's a little bit of a departure from the kind of videos I normally make, but I think these kind of videos are interesting and insightful, both for myself and hopefully for you. So if you enjoyed it, drop it a like and let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And if you'd like to see more of my photography, please consider subscribing. Thank you for watching. That's good. That's good.
Last chance to ship your item.
And that's it.